To me, it seems like Lucas is always doing terribly in the polls. Edwin's always saying that.
Hello, Hearties. Welcome to Heart to Hearties. We're the official after show and podcast where we bring your questions to the cast and crew of When Calls the Heart. I'm Jeanette from Michigan.
I'm Dawn from North Carolina.
And I'm Marg from California.
And we're so excited to welcome back to the podcast. He's been with us. This is his 7th season now, which is like, wow.
Unbelievable.
He's brought us Lucas Bouchard for 7 seasons. Welcome, Chris McNally. Hi, Chris.
Hi. I was going to say I'm Chris from When Calls the Heart.
Hope Valley.
You nailed it. How are you?
Yes, from Hope Valley. I'm good. I'm doing well.
Good.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. It was really great to see you in Kansas City. You were a man about town. Every time I turned my head, you were talking with another group of fans, which was awesome. Spent lots of time with the fans.
Turns out there's a lot of them.
Yeah, right.
Growing every day. Every day.
Good
I tried to take a shortcut once. That didn't work out. I mean, it was great. It worked out well, but I just didn't get where I needed to be. That was impressive. I think we witnessed that, and you ended up like just going through an entire line of fans, which was very impressive.
Yeah, that was a lot of people that were posting about that. He's so nice. Bye.
Love it. Well, and we got to talk about that big news you broke there in Kansas City, which was awesome. How are you doing? Are you in baby countdown mode for baby number 2?
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah. It's coming up. The sleepless nights are around the corner.
For sure. Well, we're all
you just got over that phase, and now you're going to be right back in it, right?
It's true. It's true. Yeah, wow. But no, it's exciting. It's sort of the calm before the storm.
Sure.
But it's going to be great.
Yeah.
That night was like an embarrassment of good news. Everything just kept coming one after the other, and that was very exciting. Yeah. We're all excited for you.
You were prepared for the sonogram. I mean, that was perfect.
I got the pictures.
It's true.
Yes, I needed hard concrete evidence, but I wasn't just trying to ride on the others' coattails. I was like, no, I do really have one coming.
It's true.
Yeah, three new babies on One Calls the Heart for next year. So
wow,
it's so exciting. It's really neat. It's very cool to me that that the 3 of us are all having kids within a very short span.
Yeah,
totally unexpected. And yeah, it was a beautiful surprise.
Yeah,
and your friend Eric Gow just had a baby recently too, so you guys are going to have a lot to talk about.
He's enjoying that. There's been a lot of babies on during When Calls the Heart's tenure.
Yeah. Well, Andrea had at least 2, maybe 3. 2,
3.
Yeah. I don't remember how many, but yeah.
And Pascal as well. And,
yeah. Well, she was pregnant when the first season, right?
Right. Yep.
Her mammoth coat that she had, that red coat. Well, you know what? In this season, we were just talking before we went to the recording that it has been a great season, but we're kind of accustomed to doing like a slow start. You have the building blocks for season or episode 1, and then truly out of the gate, pun intended, for episode 2. So we have some Hearties questions, and one, Diana Kephart of Parker, Colorado, asked if the episode was an intense to film as it was to watch, and if not, how did you create that urgency?
Well, there's no fire when we were filming. So we had to imagine. There was some smoke, but I think a lot of it had been those beautiful little pieces of ash that are floating through the air were put in post. So it's always, I think it's a challenge when you film scenarios like that, because you are creating so much in your mind, in addition to being present and moving through the scene. That being said, I don't think we could have orchestrated a real forest fire. So that's what we had to do.
I don't think so.
Yes.
That's not something we want.
Yeah.
Well, I know
it's fun, It's interesting to me when you when you're there on the day and you're uh, going through the scenes, and then you get to see it out the other side once it's been through all the different departments, and you see the final product. And yeah, it was cool. It was very neat,
Mm-hmm.
neat and
Mm-hmm.
nice at the same time. It's very neat.
Yeah. Another hardy question. Minnie Hedrick or Herrick of Plain City, Ohio, wants to hear more about the fence kicking scene. You shared on Edify that the sound of the gate spooked the horses, and you were talking about that, and sometimes they were not even wanting to exit the gates. In a moment like that, do you adjust your performance on the stop spot, or do you just stay present and just let the realities go where it goes?
Well, I think normally you always want to stay present and stay in the scene just in case something happens. But when you have three massive horses who are supposed to exit the gate and they instead huddle at the other side of the pasture or the enclosure, you know that it's not going to be that they're not going to use it, and that we need to
Yeah.
cut because we need to move it along and reset and try it again.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. So in
No.
that instance, no, we very much broke quickly. It's not working, and also making sure everybody's safe. You know, they're very
Mm-hmm.
strong animals, and so
That scene was really great. It was good.
it was very impressive to have a close up look when those three horses would take off
Really
Yeah.
in front of
was.
us, and yeah, they're just so majestic and so powerful, and the way that
Mm-hmm.
they were able to churn up the earth underneath them is
Mm-hmm.
it was pretty
So
cool.
cool.
I
Unbelievable.
know I should be in mourning for Edie's Ranch for larger reasons, but
Hmm.
I just would hate to see it escape from the story because we're kind of digging this governor cowboy thing you got going on. Is there hope? Will you rebuild? What's happening?
Well, I think if we maybe if we create a strong enough voice together in unison that we need
You
Lucas
got
the
it.
cowboy, we might be able to create a storyline involving yeah, involving all of that.
We
Very
will
cool.
rebuild that
We need we
ranch.
need we need a new ranch and we need a lot of baby cows.
We
Maybe
do.
and maybe some wind or something.
Right.
I'm
Right.
surprised Hardee's haven't started that letter writing campaign
Exactly. There's
already.
a hashtag
Surely.
ready to go.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hilarious. So how is Lucas doing in the polls now? A lot of parties, including Cindy Gervais of Maine and Sylvia Yvonne of the Netherlands,
Yeah.
are curious where his political career is headed or whether he might return to being a business owner.
Well, to me it seems like Lucas is always doing terribly in the polls. Edwin's always saying that, you know, always focused on the votes. Um, Lucas finds himself, I feel like, multiple times where he's at a crossroads. He can do what he feels is right, or he can do what he feels will warrant more votes. And he does try and marry both when possible, but I think at the end of the day, it's definitely it's always a burden for him and a challenge and a massive sense of frustration because he just wants to do what's right and do what's best. And not have to play games in order to get there or make unnecessary and sometimes ridiculous sacrifices to appease other folks. So it definitely weighs on him. And yeah, we'll see what the result of that is. If it inspires him to, you know, dig his heels in deeper and work harder, or if it pushes him out the other way and he says, "I've had enough of this game." Yeah.
Is there still an entrepreneurial zeal in him? Does he want to go back to owning the Queen of Hearts or any
I
institution?
think personally, I think Lucas would always be interested in owning yeah, the Queen of Hearts was his, you know, sort of his identity for quite a while.
Yeah.
And so that establishment in particular always does, and I think always will have a special place in his heart. And you know, Lucas is a man of, well, the future in a way. He's always looking for um, progress and you know new opportunities, and I think that excites him in a way. So I would not be surprised if um, his future includes things of that nature. But well, yet to be determined.
Mm.
If we can overlook him being in Hope Valley this amount of time, instead of being in Capital City, I think we can overlook a little conflict of interest with Queen of Hearts. I don't know. What do
Well,
you
it
think?
doesn't seem to be a problem with the mayor, so I'm curious
Oh
about that.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
touche, touche.
Oh yeah, which somebody brought up. Lucas says a lot. Touche. I didn't pick up on that. Does he say touche a lot?
I say touche a few times. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'd call it a lot, but
Okay,
there are some
I
touches
I
where
love
the
it. Touche. There you
Yeah.
go.
That's funny.
Well, and speaking of Lucas's future, now he has this new person in the mix who kind of challenges him on those big life decisions. So we're talking about
yeah,
Edie, of course, which
yeah,
we love to see the two of you on screen. And this week we got that great scene in Lucas's office with
right.
the little hand grab, which everyone, I think I tweeted that I gasped out loud. It was so good. So
Really? Oh, that's very
yeah,
sweet.
yeah. So talk to us about that moment. Was it scripted? Was it an actor choice? Was it from the director Mike Roll? Or um, we did have a Hardy who said
That's curious.
Mary
I don't.
Wood of Lexington said she loves it because it shows how charming and gentlemanly you are, was her words.
I don't want to give credit to the wrong person or thing or in the wrong place.
Yeah.
So I can't definitively say whether it was scripted or not because I don't remember. But what I do recall is having a conversation about where it how it would play out.
Mhm.
Um, whether it was yeah that there needed to be a moment of physical intimacy there and sort of an olive branch and an acceptance and what that would look like. But yeah, I wish I can't say for certain because I don't quite
Yeah.
remember.
Mm.
But it's a nice intimate scene and the first it's a first for those two characters for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it seemed very natural. Edie wasn't like taken aback by it. There was just the first time we
Mm.
saw that nice moment between the two of you. So
Yeah.
awesome. One other thing that we hear from Hardee's quite a bit, we love that we're seeing Lucas back in town, back in Valley,
Yeah.
integrated more with all the different storylines. And we do have Hardee's ask. We had a couple of them, Pamela Treese of Kentucky, Joanne Putnam of Ontario, that they always loved Lucas's connection with Little Jack, his buddy.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
people are still, I think we might have talked about this a little bit last season, but people still kind of miss that. And we got to see you interact with a lot of the kids this week too, which was great.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Will we see any more of him with his little buddy?
I mean, I personally really enjoy working with Highland. And so I am always game to have scenes with Highland.
Mhm.
Um, I I'm trying to think about I think that I think it's an opportunity for the future for sure. And I have some ideas that I've passed along previously in the past about, options and what that could look like, but there's only so much
Mhm.
we can fit,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of characters, and there's not a lot of time, and yeah, so we'll see. I would love to.
Mhm.
I can't say for certain, but I'll be there if it happens.
Yeah. I just love the idea of with the children this year. We
Mhm.
were
Yeah,
talking about that last season. I'm like, man, he's really good with kids, and you see it on screen. And
right.
this is the first time that we've had the opportunity to see you with the magic tricks, all that stuff. So, I mean, I love it.
Yeah,
Very fun.
it was fun. It was challenging, and they took some out.
Oh,
Oh,
We had to
really?
use
really?
more. Yeah, yeah. I
Huh?
pulled about 100 feet of paper from my mouth. It was horrible.
No, you
Oh.
didn't.
I did. And if you watch closely, and when I'm down there with the kids from Benson Hills, you'll see a little flutter of paper fly down, and I think that was just the tail end of it.
Unbelievable.
Oh, so
Oh my
funny.
word.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh my word.
That's funny.
Wow. Well, you know what? It's just I'm just curious that the idea with like I we talked to you 2 or 3 seasons ago
hmm
about the relationship with Martin and Henry and Lucas. You were
Yeah.
talking about like it was a like an uncle.
I think it's more to the friendship side than a father figure situation.
Mhm.
Maybe more along the lines of an uncle. And I think Lucas has a lot of respect for Gowen, but knows that he's willing to kind of do things that Lucas might not, or go to lengths that Lucas might not. So there's always a little bit of caution. But at this point, we've gotten to a place where they've kind of moved past that, and it's resting.
Yeah.
Yeah, an uncle nephew vibe.
Yeah.
That's also how I kind of feel with Martin in real life.
We see you really close to Lee
Yeah.
this time. So
Yeah.
what is characteristics of that kind of relationship? I mean, it's a good friend, best friend, because you're talking about like you were just, bleeding heart about the whole conversation with Edie and you
Right.
kind of what's that relationship that because we're seeing more mid relationships in this season.
Yeah.
So and I love it. Love it.
Yes, we are, and we loved it too when we read it and saw that
Really.
on the page. Yeah, yeah. Kevin brought it up. He's like, "It's good. I'm so happy we're doing this because it's an area that can be expanded upon, and he thinks it's important, and I agree. And I would say that Lucas and Lee are very much like best friends, or at least
Mm,
Lucas considers him one. He did ask him to be his best man back in the day too.
Right.
But
right.
we get to see more of their journey now. I think it was insinuated there was more off screen back then, and yeah, it's front and center now. And with Lee, they've gone head to head regarding the parks, and I think they've seen a nastier side of each other, but then they've also made up and they've repaired it and gotten closer. And with with Gowen, it's more, I feel Lucas goes to Gowen when he's at a crossroads and needs advice. And that's more the
Mm,
older uncle, mentor kind of relationship. And Lee, he's just like, blah, 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 blah. I can't see him talking that way with Gowen, saying, and then
right.
Gowen would
Right.
probably
Right.
just grumble and walk away.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's so interesting. But I love the whole, episode one with Kevin with the traffic light.
Right.
Funny,
Yeah.
snip, all is good. Just a moment. That's what we needed.
Yeah.
Just to know that these two guys are okay with each other. I mean, just it was really good.
Yeah.
We're kind of a little nervous about how Lucas, his heart, had to deal with the breakup with Elizabeth. So we
Yeah.
have Hardy saying Nadine, you're a Narla. Um,
Yanarella.
yeah, thank you so much. Of Pennsylvania. So sorry, Nadine. Wonders if Lucas has any lingering regrets about Elizabeth and how that baggage may show itself in season 13.
I don't know that he has regrets per se, because I like to maintain that Lucas's priority during that section of time was Elizabeth's happiness. So,
Mm,
if she's happier with Nathan, I think that's something he recognizes and respects. Um, Obviously, it hurt him very much, and that's regrettable, but I don't think
mhm,
he regrets anything in relation to her, towards her. Um, but going through that experience has certainly colored, his personality and
mhm,
is still lingering within him. So yes, I think that it adds difficulty for him in the future to move on. And he may or may not be aware of that at the time, but
mm.
it's a journey of self-discovery and hopefully healing.
Yeah. Do we know anything about Edie's past relationships or anything like that? I don't remember.
Know that
As
she had a ring, right?
fiance, she
Oh,
had a
that's
That's
ring.
right.
right.
So
That's
So,
right. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Clip that one.
well, no, because
Right.
it's not
Well,
clear whether she made it up or whether, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yes.
we'll see.
You shall see. Yeah. We'll find out.
Because we know they're going to throw something at us. There's
Uh,
going to be some bumps along this road.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
we're still not over you at HFR, switching gears completely. I mean, The soap story. I feel like you almost
Funny.
I think you almost stole the show at HFR between the choo-choo sounds when Aaron was mentioning the breakup, which
I
was
lost it.
literally we could watch the
Funny.
video and hear ourselves like busting
Cackling.
out laughing.
You
And
know,
then,
I don't like to pretend that things didn't exist.
of
Right.
course,
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's funny to
absolutely.
call things out. So
Yeah.
if there's ever an opportunity, I'm going to do it.
it's no, it was you broke the tension around it, and
Right.
it's so much fun to see you guys, of course, always interacting. But then the soap story is like a
Yeah.
whole nother level.
He brings his own soap and do not touch it. Case of this
Okay, I have one more story for you about the soap. It's embarrassing. I brought a really fancy soap because I like fancy soap, and it was in my bathroom in my trailer. And I came in one morning, and there was a big trail of like a huge glob of soap down the front of the and I went, well, if someone's going to use my trailer and they're going to go to the bathroom and they wash their hands, I guess okay, but don't leave such a mess of the soap. So I clean it all up. I'm like, gosh. Anyways, next morning, come back, same thing. I'm like, who is using my soap? So I write a little note on a Post-it and I stick it on my soap bottle and I say, please clean up and please don't leave soap dribbles down the front. Please clean up after yourself. Thank you. Come back. Next day, all down the front of that note is soap. Say, okay, it's really on now, so I changed the note. I'm explicit. I say, do not use the soap. Still there the next day. I take the soap and I take it out of the bathroom and I go, this is getting to a new level. And there's cupboards at the top, above the TV, above the desk and TV. Anyways,
He hides the soap.
I hide it. I hide it in there, and I think, okay, I've really, this is it. I've won. And I come into work the next day, and I open up the cupboard, and it's still there. The drip is there, and I went. Not only have they repeatedly not listened to my requests on my note, but they then had the audacity to leave it and put it back in the cupboard. Anyways, I clean it up, and I go to work, and I forgot to turn the heat on or turn it off. I can't remember which one. I guess it was I forgot to turn it on. It got really cold in there. Came back, turned the heat on, and realized it was a temperature change. Had been squeezing the soap. It's out of the bottle every night.
No one was
No.
using his soap.
I was in a fight with myself. And the fact that the power goes off at night and it gets cold in the trailers. And then it heats up again in the morning.
Well, first of all,
The
I need to
soap.
know what the soap was, and then secondly, like, do you feel because you just seem like you're really at ease in this world? Not that you were before, but it just I don't know. You've come
I
into your
wasn't.
own. No, you
I
weren't.
was.
What am I trying to say?
Really?
What are you trying to
I
say?
was gonna
I
say,
wasn't.
Work with me.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of anxiety, and I think I've gotten better at leaving that at the door. So it used to feel quite restrictive, and
mm,
yeah, and I've just noticed that it's not as present anymore. So I think that's an accurate observation of yours. And onto the soap. It's well, it's Aesop soap that I really like,
Okay,
okay.
and
I've
I'm
seen
still
that
getting.
brand.
It's lovely. Get the one with the bits.
The bits. Okay,
I think
I
they're
like the
famous for their
bits.
orange scented one. I can't remember there's like Reverence and something. But anyway, the one with the bits because it exfoliates and it's lovely. And I've got some at home, and my daughter needed to wash her hands, and I was cooking. She was helping me cook, and I said, oh, you got to go wash your hands before we start. And so she goes in, and I was busy. I was distracted. And it's been about 5 minutes or something. I'm like, hey, what are you doing in there? And just, I'm washing my hands. Are you still washing your hands? And I go in, and there was just a bubble bath in the
Oh no.
thing. And the soap was, I mean, almost empty. And it was full when she started. And I thought that's unfortunately quite a costly
We're
bubble bath.
we're here for all. We're here for all your soap
So,
stories.
yeah, I'm
Thank
still
you.
battling. I still have soap conflict coming up.
So when you write a memoir, you
Oh
need
my
to
gosh. Well, I just love a good, not self-denigrating, but like when you
Mhm.
make yourself the subject of a joke, it's a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
But we're not joking around here because we want to hear, is there anything else you want to tease for season 13? Because we're gonna let you go off and enjoy having a new baby and we want to hear,
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
Um, well, I think it's not just the Benson Hills and the forest that gets hot this season. How's that?
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
There's lots of fun stuff. There's lots of fun stuff going on. And I'm quite a fan of season 13. There's some really great characters coming, um, and some lovely arcs. And I think I really loved what I read on the page. So I've yet to see what it's translated to, but I'm looking forward to it.
Wow.
And I think this is a strong season. So I'm eager and excited for everybody to watch it and hopefully enjoy.
Yeah, out of the
So
gate.
good.
Yeah, it's
It's
really good.
getting hot in
Epic.
here. All right.
That's
I
like
love
the
it.
best soundbite ever that we've gotten in here.
I know. True. True. Okay.
That's
Well,
funny.
Chris, you're very generous with us and with the fans, and that was very apparent in Kansas City. We really appreciate you and all your gifts, and we're glad you're feeling more relaxed and at ease, and it shows. We're just enjoying you immensely. So
Oh, well,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
It's so
Thank
lovely
you.
talking to you all. Yeah.
It's great talking to
Yeah.
you. And Hardee's, you flooded us with questions, and now there's going to be a flood more of comments. So leave them below because we have a lot to discuss. Tell us what you would like to see from Lucas this season and for many seasons to come. You don't want to miss a single chat, so make sure to subscribe. We'll see you next time on Heart to Hardee's.